coke.
What kind of coal you burn?
I bought it from Kohl's, and you don't want to buy a lot of it. It's $1 a pound. But I mixed it just a little bit with it, and it keeps the coals a little better than just charcoal. But charcoal and coal are pretty close to the same heat. Go get some water.
Yeah, we need that. The steam locomotive, they usually run at speeds running about 100 degrees on it. Yes, that pressure gauge. Safety usually pop on a steam locomotive with about 105 and 120. Try to run at least 90 pounds, 20 tons of pressure, to get it locked on that power.
This is what the young boys did in the time of active. Their job was to get up about 4:30 or 5 o'clock
Get it
and
fired up.
fire it up and get it running. So when the engineer arrived around 7, he could blow the whistle and start working.
I want to see what that is.
Huh?
You gotta have a hair dryer. You gotta use that to get your wrap started, to get the fire going. And then after you get the fire going, get it going, then you switch over to the internal. It's got a venturi in it, like a blower.
Well, most locomotives, your traction engines only has a stack about that high. And one of the things they got going for them is they're out in the open, so the wind goes with it. And these were used in a stationary mode and around buildings and not out in the open. So they, and this for transport, then this folds down so you can get around. That's the last change. I built it 2007, and each year I'd add a little bit more to it, change, and I added what they call lagging on the boiler, insulation on the boiler. I made a governor. This is not functional, but it looks like it's working. And I was not satisfied with the small commercial whistles, so I built that one. That's I think
Let's see what that is.
it's been as far west as Minnesota and Ohio or Iowa. Ran it in Illinois 2 or 3 times. Up in Indiana, been up to the National Treasures with it. And,
You built this, right?
yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
built it. Yeah, right from. I mean, there was castings for the basic stuff, but that's all. Boiler and everything is all copper,
Yeah.
and the rivets. And I had to make some of the rivets because they have to be about that long for the crown sheets.
And who am I speaking to, sir? Your name? Your name, sir?
Ray Lightfoot, Seneca, South Carolina.
Okay, great.
This was built up from a Kohl's models ideal engine and portable boiler assembly. And I've made changes and improvements on it
Yeah.
for the past 5 years. So
It sure is a magnificent machine. We're anxious to see it running.
Oh, yeah. Well, don't leave your camera running until I get it running. 'cause
Okay.
It goes up a lot of time.
We'll
Takes about 30, at least 30 minutes before to get the heat up.
Okay, well, I'm going to switch off now and we'll come back when you get it running. Now, what you estimate the horsepower of that sucker is?
0.10000.
Sounds about right. Got enough steam to blow your whistle? Thank you. Thank you, sir. That's great.
Oh, the hell with
That's running about 350 to 400 RPM right now.
350 to 400.
Which is fast for a steam engine.
Yeah.
Normal is around 250.
If you had to use one of those now, OSHA would make you leave it, tear it down. You'd never get it in a useful working situation. That's really neat. Now you're using coal and wood, or you start with wood?
Yeah, I started out with wood and then put coal, and it's mixed coal and charcoal.
Okay.
And charcoal itself won't keep burning or giving enough heat. You need the coal to really get the heat out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
So,
That's very impressive. Water tank here.
anything that would be on a full-size portable engine is on this particular machine.
Right.
And
There's the water
So you-
gauge.
the firebox, the gauge,
Yes, sir.
pressure gauge, safety release valve, the whistle. This is an oiler, which is a displacement oiler that the steam comes in, condenses, the oil floats to the top and is mixed with the steam to lubricate the inside of the cylinder.
Yeah.
This would be a belt pulley that would be driving a sawmill or grist mill or thrash machine. These were used a lot with thrash machines.
Yeah. That's neat.
And this then is the main heavy flywheel.
What approximate year span was this type of machines used?
I didn't hear your question.
The year span, like 1900
this
to...
would be somewhere of this probably from the 1890s to 1920s.
Yeah.
By 1920, gasoline had taken over.
Diesel,
for
gasoline.
steam, except for heavy work or out in the west.
Right.
And a lot of these were, instead of wood and coal, they actually burned straw.
Oh, yeah. Huh.
And if you were out in the west, you didn't have that much wood out in the prairies.
That's right.
And so they had a big chute here, and they just keep it stuffed with straw, bring the stack around and feed it that way. Got rid of the straw,
Yeah.
and they didn't have to have anything else.
Very, very innovative. So like today's bio boilers, they burn wood and
Yeah.
all kind of refuse.
I got to talk about landing gear with you.
Okay.